So we're going to start things off tonight with an Irish soda bread. This is super easy, super straightforward. You don't need any bread skills, any kneading skills. Everything goes in the bowl, we mix it together, and then we chuck it in the oven. So we're going to start things off with 180 grams of plain white flour. Next thing we have is 180 grams of wholemeal flour.
Why do you use 2 flours?
The wholemeal flour, you just get a lot more flavor. It really
right.
brings a lot to the texture and the flavor. The white flour is super nice, but with the two of them combined, you just get a much more well-balanced flavor. White flour by itself is just like lacks the depth of flavor that you get with the wholemeal. So next thing up, we have natron or bicarb of soda. This just helps it rise. And a teaspoon of salt.
Wir haben 2 verschiedene Arten von Mehl, die Andy jetzt hier reingemacht hat. Einmal ein normales Weizenmehl und dann ein Vollkornweizenmehl. Dann das Vollkorn ist da, um einfach ein bisschen mehr Tiefe und ein bisschen mehr Geschmack da reinzukriegen in das Brot. Dann hat er noch Natron reingebracht. Wie viel war das?
Natron, ein Teaspoon, ein Teelöffel.
Ein Teelöffel und ein Teelöffel Salz. Genau, das war's bisher.
So, and then coming up next, we got some buttermilk. It's about 450 grams. 500 grams, somewhere in the middle.
Also dann kommt hier Buttermilch rein, 450 Gramm, 500 Gramm ungefähr. Das Ding ist ja bei Irish Soda Bread, ist, dass man es auch nach Gefühl macht, ne?
Yeah.
You kind of base it around like what it looks like and you kind of add and...
The whole trick with it is not to knead it. When you knead it too much, it comes out super smooth. When you don't knead it so much, it comes out really nice and craggly. Like you get loads of big chunky bits. So it's all about kneading it as little as possible.
That's like the classic Irish soda bread, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
it's
how
like
I know
super
it.
old school, like really simple.
But old school
really
is sometimes
easy.
the best way to do
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Also er vermengt das jetzt so, dass es gerade so alles zusammenkommt, weil wenn man es zu viel knetet, dann wird es einfach viel zu fein. Und man will eigentlich bei einem Irish Soda Bread, dass es ein bisschen rauer ist, also ein bisschen grober, damit es diese typische Struktur bekommt vom Brot. Ihr werdet das später sehen. Oh, do you have to preheat the oven for that?
Yeah. So we started off, it goes in at 220, and then we push it down to 200 after
Alright.
20 minutes.
Okay, also man muss den Ofen natürlich vorheizen und man macht das Brot bei 220 Grad am Anfang rein und nach 20 Minuten dreht man dann den Ofen, die Temperatur runter auf 200 Grad. Why is that? Does it just so it doesn't get brown as much and cook?
So you get a really nice crust when you put it in straight away at 220. It's hot enough that you get some really nice caramelization on the outside. And then for the last 20 minutes, it just cooks the inside.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
Look at that.
you got a nice. That's pretty much it. That's all you got to do.
Cool.
So I really like to cook this in a cast iron pan. It just gives a really, really nice, even temperature.
And that's already hot, isn't it?
Just a little bit, yeah. Because it takes a little while to heat up in the oven. So we just heat it on your lowest heat for like 5 minutes.
So what if people don't have a cast iron pan? Can you just put it in the oven?
Baking sheet, anything. You can put it down on top of anything.
Cool.
You just get a really nice little crispy bit on the bottom. So, perfect. Now I just need a little knife.
Also Andy hat das Brot gerade in die Cast Iron Pan gemacht, weil es hier drin ziemlich gut backt. Man kann es natürlich auch einfach so im Ofen backen. Also einfach auf einem Backblech.
Cut a little cross.
Yeah, that's a classic, isn't it? That's how my granny used to make it.
Yeah, that's it. It's so easy. So,
Yeah.
now we put it in the oven. Cool. So now we leave that for 20 minutes on 220, and then we drop it down to 200.
And then how long does it stay in the oven after the 20 minutes?
20 minutes and 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's looking good. So at this point, you just want to check to make sure your bread is fully done. So we just flip it over and just give it a little tap on the bottom. When you hear that super hollow sound, you know you're in a good place.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Soda bread. Super easy.
But you're going to rest this now, right?
Yeah,
For a
I'm going to
while.
leave this for about an hour or so. just to let it properly dry out and firm up a little bit.
Right.
That's just really when the full flavor comes out of it.
So ideally, you would prep this the day before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This will last super fresh for at least 3 days.
Nice.
It's not like a lot of breads where they're only good on the day. Soda bread like 3-4 days in the toaster. Perfect.
Also Andy hat jetzt das Brot aus dem Ofen geholt. Wenn man auf dem Rücken klopft, dann kann man schauen, ob das Brot durch ist, weil es dann ein wenig hohl klingt. Und jetzt lässt das ein paar Stunden ruhen, damit sich das Brot quasi, dass der ganze Geschmack da rauskommt. Weil das braucht ein paar Stunden, einfach um komplett auszukühlen und dann den ganzen Geschmack zu entfalten, den es haben kann. Also macht man dieses Brot am besten auch am Tag davor.
So next up, guys, we've got our compound butter. So we've got about 200 grams of gorgeous Irish butter, some freshly chopped dill, chives, lemon zest. And then we're just going to add to that some salt and some pepper.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we start off with our butter in here. Got about a teaspoon of dill,
Need a fork?
teaspoon of chives, and maybe a teaspoon and a half of lemon zest. It's gonna bring so much flavor into the butter, and it's gonna work really, really well with the salmon.
Ooh, that's a lot
So
of salt.
that's unsalted butter.
Oh,
So that then
right.
allows us to control the salt content. And you're talking about 5 turns of pepper. And then all we have to do is mash all this up together. Ideally, you do this the day before. So that allows a lot of time for then all the flavors to kind of meld together.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Also was Andy hier gemacht hat, ist, dass er 200 Gramm ungesalzene Butter genommen hat. You kind of softened it up before, right?
Yeah,
It's
you want to
really
leave it out of
soft.
the fridge for about an hour or so.
Yeah, also die Butter ist schon ein bisschen weicher geworden, weil er sie eine Stunde lang schon aus dem Kühlschrank gelassen hat. Und dann hat er Dill, Schnittlauch und Zitronenschale reingemacht. Sowohl als Salz und auch Pfeffer. Und mischt das jetzt alles zusammen. Und er hat auch gesagt, am besten macht man das schon einen Tag vorher, damit das einfach so richtig in die Butter, die ganzen Flavors da reinkommen können. Und über Nacht dann eben richtig da in die Butter wirken. Und das geht dann nämlich richtig gut mit dem Brot, was wir jetzt gerade backen.
Next, we're going to move on to the capers. Capers bring this lovely briny deliciousness onto the plate. So what we're going to do with them is just drop them in the fryer. We got it like a centimeter of raps oil heating up here. These are going to bubble like hell whenever we drop them in. And then once the bubbling slightly subsides, then they're done. They're going to puff up, get all crispy and delicious.
Kind of have to step away so it splashes.
Yeah. They come in a brine. So what we do is we just leave them sitting in some paper and then it dries them out a little. What we want to have ready is some paper towels because we don't want to stay in there for too long. Once the bubbling starts subsiding, then you know they're pretty much done. That's all the water has escaped.
Also Andy hat jetzt gerade die Kapern in das heiße Öl geworfen. Ich glaube, es ist Rapsöl.
Ja.
Hat er 1 Zentimeter Öl eingefüllt, das heiß werden lassen und die Kapern reingeworfen. And you dried them before you put them in there,
Yeah,
right?
we just leave them
Yeah.
on some paper.
Also vorher die Kapern schon austrocknen mit den Saft, den sie da vorher, in dem sie sind, loswerden und die trocknen, dann reinwerfen und dann macht man es ungefähr eine Minute, right? Like a minute or two.
Yeah, it's 2-3 Minuten.
2-3 Minuten. 2-3 Minuten da drin lassen, bis die ganzen Blasen da weg sind und damit dann das Wasser aus den Kapern rausgegangen ist. Dann werden sie richtig schön crispy, also richtig knusprig und man kann sie ideal dann eben für das Brot und für den Lachs mit der Butter dann benutzen. Das ist dann eine super Kombination zusammen. And they're done already.
Yeah, easy.
It might get a little messy, but it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, crispy, briny deliciousness. So guys, now it's just putting all the bits together. We've got our soda bread, it's had a bit of resting time. So I generally just cut across the cross.
Oh,
You have this
look
beautiful
at
cross
that.
section.
Oh, that reminds me of home.
So then just to bring it all together, take a nice big thick slice.
Yeah. You don't want to be stingy on the slice.
No, fat slice and lots of butter. Lots of butter. If you're unsure, just add more butter. So you start off in a nice thick slather of butter.
Is that Irish salmon?
Yeah, this is Irish smoked salmon. It's as
Nice.
high quality as you can get. It's organic.
Beautiful.
So
You can get Irish smoked salmon in like German supermarkets.
yeah, for sure. It's pretty widely available now.
Yeah.
So we just kind of crinkle it up just to give it a little bit more surface area. You don't want a little skinny slice. There we go with our crispy capers.
Oh,
Just dot a few around. So you just get these like little bursts of crispiness every now and again.
this bread is all about not being stingy. You just kind of
Yeah.
want to.
You're cooking for
Be
family
generous.
and friends. It's all about just going over the top.
Yeah, you want to be generous.
Yeah. This little radish cress here just gives an extra little layer of flavour. Looks super pretty as well. After that, we just want to go with a little bit of lemon juice.
Mm.
Some pepper. And a little bit of olive oil.
Ooh, olive oil.
Yeah, just brings all the flavours together. Gives it an extra layer of juiciness.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah,
It's really interesting.
here we go.
Oh, that's gorgeous, Andy. Also Andy hat jetzt das irische Brot genommen, ein Stück davon. Und da darf man auch ruhig großzügig sein. Also schön ein großes Stück davon nehmen. Darauf dann die Butter, die wir vorbereitet haben, raufmachen. Auch wieder hier großzügig sein. Wir sind hier nicht da, um zu sparen. Es ist ja auch was für Freunde. Deswegen auch dann mit dem Lachs. Der ist tatsächlich aus Irland. Das ist ein irischer Lachs. Den kriegt man auch hier in Supermärkten inzwischen. Der ist ziemlich weit verbreitet. Den kann man hier schön auf das Brot verteilen, ein bisschen hochbauschen, damit der nicht so flach drauf liegt. Wir wollen da auch großzügig sein. Dann hat er das noch verfeinert mit den Kapern, mit der Brunnenkresse und noch die Zitrone und Pfeffer. Und am Ende, das war sein kleiner Geheimtipp, noch ein bisschen Olivenöl rüber machen, weil es das irgendwie noch,
Also bringt alle zusammen.
ja, das alles nochmal zusammenbringt. You wanna have a taste of it?
Yeah, for sure.